Welcome to my channel, Worldwise. What I wish I knew before setting foot on Poveglia, the island of no return, is just how deeply this place gets under your skin. As your boat drifts toward the crumbling shores of Poveglia, a sense of unease creeps in, as if the island itself is watching your approach. The water laps quietly against the hull, but every sound feels amplified in the thick, expectant air. A suffocating silence settles over you, so complete that even your own breath seems too loud. The world narrows to the misty outline of the island, and you realize you've crossed into a place where time feels suspended. The air feels thick, heavy with a dread that's impossible to ignore. Each inhalation is tinged with the scent of decay and salt, as if the island exhales its secrets into the fog. Every step on the overgrown path echoes like a warning. This place does not want you here. The crunch of leaves beneath your feet is the only sign of life, and even that feels like an intrusion. The derelict hospital looms, its windows dark, as if watching your every move. The building's silhouette is a constant reminder of the suffering that once filled its halls. Local fishermen call it the island of no return, refusing to fish nearby for fear of pulling up human bones. Their stories are whispered warnings, passed down through generations. For centuries, Poveglia has been a dumping ground for the dead and the damned. Plague victims, exiles, and the forgotten all found their final rest here, far from the world of the living. The island's history is a relentless chronicle of suffering, written in layers of pain. Every wall, every stone, seems to hold a memory of anguish, echoing through the empty corridors. Even skeptics feel their resolve tested here. The negative energy is almost tangible. It presses in on you, making your skin prickle and your heart race, as if the island itself is probing your fears. You might try to rationalize the unease, but then you hear a faint whisper, a bell that shouldn't ring, or a child's cry where no child lives. Shadows seem to move just out of sight, and the line between reality and legend blurs. In those moments, you understand why Poveglia is called one of the most haunted places on Earth. The island's reputation is not just a story, it's a presence you can feel in your bones. This is an island that clings to its ghosts and never lets them go. Here, the past is never truly gone, and every shadow might be watching you back. Poveglia wasn't always a place of horror. In the 9th century, it was a peaceful refuge, home to a thriving community. For centuries, it prospered, until war changed everything. During the War of Chioggia, Venice evacuated the island, turning it into a fortress. The promise to let residents return was never kept. Homes were demolished, replaced by military structures. The once bustling island fell silent, its church bells stilled. Poveglia became a lonely sentinel, abandoned and forgotten. Nature reclaimed the land, and memories of its peaceful past faded. But this emptiness was only a prelude. The island's isolation made it the perfect candidate for a new, far darker purpose. Its destiny was about to take a horrifying turn. Poveglia was waiting for its next chapter. When the Black Death ravaged Europe, Venice needed a way to contain the plague. They chose Poveglia as a quarantine station, a lazaretto. Anyone showing symptoms was sent here, torn from their families, never to return. The island became a colony of the dying, a place of no hope. Over centuries, more than 160,000 people met their end on Poveglia. There was no real medical care, just suffering and chaos. The living and dead mingled in overcrowded shelters and open fields. Guards patrolled the waters, ensuring no escape. The island's name became synonymous with terror and despair. For Venetians, Poveglia was the ultimate symbol of abandonment. Its legacy, a land saturated with unimaginable suffering. The scar left by this chapter would never fade. Poveglia's darkness was only beginning. The death toll was so immense, individual burials became impossible. Mass graves and burning pyres consumed the dead, and sometimes the living. The island became a vast, open cemetery, its soil thick with human ash and bone. Walk here, and you tread on the remains of over 160,000 souls. Even today, rain reveals bone fragments on the surface. Local fishermen still tell of nets tangled with human remains. Poveglia is not just haunted by ghosts. It is physically made of the dead. Legends claim the plague sickness lingers in the soil and rats. Whether true or not, the fear persists. The island's very earth is a testament to centuries of suffering. After the plague, Poveglia lay abandoned, its haunted silence broken only by the wind and the memories of those lost to disease. That silence ended in 1922, when the island was transformed into a psychiatric hospital, its imposing structure rising from the ruins. The asylum's reality was far from healing. Instead, it became a place where hope faded and shadows grew longer. Inside, cruelty and despair reigned. Patients endured brutal experiments, their cries echoing through the cold stone halls. Most infamously, lobotomies were performed without consent or anesthesia, procedures that left many broken in both body and mind. The suffering was immense, and the hospital's horrors were carefully hidden from the outside world, locked away behind boarded windows and heavy doors. Some claimed to hear the whispers of plague victims drifting through the night, as if the past refused to rest. But their fears and visions were dismissed as madness, ignored by staff who refused to believe in the island's curse. Legend says the doctor who ran the asylum was eventually driven insane by the island's ghosts, tormented by the spirits he could not escape. In the end, he met a grisly fate, falling from the hospital tower in a final act of desperation. The hospital finally closed its doors in 1968, its dark legacy sealed behind rusted gates. Its legacy of cruelty and suffering was left to rot, overgrown by weeds and time. Today, the ruins are chilling, rusted beds, decaying wards, and the heavy silence of abandonment. The operating theater remains, its floor stained by pain and fear, a grim reminder of what once happened here. The terror of those years lingers in the walls, as if the building itself remembers every scream. Poveglia's suffering was layered, each era darker than the last, and its haunted legacy endures to this day. Since 1968, Poveglia has been off-limits, but that hasn't stopped explorers and investigators. Almost everyone who visits reports a powerful sense of being unwelcome. Equipment fails, batteries drain, and cell phones lose signal. Technology seems to rebel. Chilling EVPs capture voices whispering, "Go away," or the cries of the suffering. Visitors hear bells tolling, footsteps in empty corridors, and screams from nowhere. Some are pushed, scratched, or even choked by unseen forces. One TV host fled, claiming possession by a dark entity. The psychological toll is profound. People leave feeling haunted and drained. The dread clings to them, as if a piece of the island follows them home. Poveglia's reputation as a place where the veil is thin remains unshakable. The spirits here are not at peace. The Italian government is well aware of Poveglia's chilling reputation, a decaying monument to horror and tragedy in the heart of the Venetian lagoon, shrouded in mystery and dread. Over the years, attempts to redevelop or repurpose the island have all failed. No one wants to inherit the burden of its haunted past or face the ghosts that seem to linger in every shadow. In 2014, the government tried to auction off the island, hoping to pass it on, but the deal collapsed before it could even begin. The cost of environmental cleanup is enormous, with hazardous materials and decaying structures everywhere. But the real barrier is the island's legacy, a history too dark to ignore. Who would dare build a luxury resort on a mass grave, or sleep on soil literally made of human ash and centuries of suffering? The stigma is simply too strong, the stories too terrifying. Tales of restless spirits and unspeakable horrors keep even the bravest away. Poveglia is not just abandoned, it is considered cursed in the minds of many, a place where evil lingers. It stands as a permanent scar on the landscape, a chilling reminder of humanity's darkest chapters and the suffering that once took place here. The island of no return remains just that, a forbidden place, shunned by locals and visitors alike, a place no one dares to reclaim. Knowing its history, its legends, and its legacy. Would you ever spend a night on Poveglia Island? If you want to uncover more chilling mysteries, check out my next video. Watching now.